And welcome to this edition of On the Move, where we discuss all things tourism and travel. Some of the biggest travel trends for 2024. Overseas travel hit an all-time high with about 16 million Americans traveling internationally in the first quarter of 2024, while Japan welcomed about 3 million foreign tourists in March alone. Now, spending on cruises and airlines are also breaking records. Despite high inflation, travelers are willing to pay more to get out of town. Tourists are spending more time on vacation this year and mostly traveling for specific events, such as concerts or sporting events. Let's get some more insight into the summer travel trends. He's the Vice President of Energy Futures Clearing at Marex. Welcome to the program. Thanks so much, and I hope you had a good holiday weekend.
Thank you, Sean. Very good.
Okay, price-conscious travelers, costs to be aware of, and how they can save on flights, hotels, food, local transportation. Certainly people want to spend if it's going to be a great vacation, but why waste money, right?
That's right. You know, I think you're seeing so many people flying right now, and flying costs are getting higher, but it's also that time you spend at the airport, and we're seeing so many flights right now. So I think that you're going to see a lot more people driving this summer and this year, just using more miles on the road.
Okay, travel dupes. Some alternatives for like the overcrowded destinations, where someone wants to go and suddenly, you're fighting for elbow space to get inside there. So are there some good options for the places that many other tourists do go to?
I think so, and I think that's where you start talking about gasoline travel. You're seeing more people drive places because once you get to a destination, you can start taking a little side trips around that destination. So if you're going to a New York City, you can travel maybe out to Pennsylvania. If you're going to California, you can go up and down the coast. So you're going to see a lot more people using that ability to kind of drive. And if they are flying, we'll probably see high rentals this year too.
How far in advance to book for the best price?
I think, normally when you see airlines, it's 21 days. But the best part now, I think people are going to have to really start looking out at least 3-4 weeks ahead to get good hotel rates. And then obviously you have to start planning your trips if you're going to drive. Where do you want to stop on the way there to your destination? Or where do you want to go when you get to that destination?
Okay, so everybody racks up credit card points nowadays. What's the best way to use those, though? Because there are blackout dates, and, invariably, you may have your heart set on something and then find it's not going to work. So what do we have to worry about when it comes to using those all-important points?
Well, I think, you really want to use them efficiently. You want to make sure you're going to get the best deal. Sometimes people use them for airline travel. Some people use them for hotel travel. But I think that you really want to see which one's going to get them the best price. So if I can get points for a hotel room, but if I go online and that hotel room is actually cheaper or maybe not as expensive during my trip, you want to kind of balance that out. Find out what the best advantage is for that price point.
We also heard that cruises, people are spending big money on cruises right now. Give us the pros and cons of that right now, because, man, during COVID, all the Achilles heel of that industry really came out. People getting sick, people getting stuck on those things. Weather is always a concern.
Yeah, I think one thing about cruises that most people, especially families, you're looking at, most of the time, free food. It's something that, it's an expense that gets really high when you have 2-3 children with you, or just even adults. So that takes that out of it. And if you're going with a family, a lot of times the alcohol is expensive. So you're not really looking at that cost when you're going on a cruise. You're looking at the food costs. And then obviously your hotel rooms, and then the ability to go to other places when you do travel. Most cruises make 2 or 3 stops during that trip. And so that way you get a little bit bigger and better vacation than just going to one destination.
Okay, while you're talking about cruises, we had a Boeing aircraft up there, and everybody's read about Boeing. This was, the shining star, really, of the industry, and it has been tarnished to a huge degree. Everything we hear about, it's got people worried. So I got to ask the question, should travelers be worried about traveling on a Boeing aircraft right now?
I think that it's not even just the planes nowadays. It's actually the weather. We've seen several turbulence issues the past couple of weeks that I think people are going to be worried about. So, I think that it's traveling on airlines is still safe, but when you take into account how much time you spend at the airport, what kind of delays there are out there these days, I think people are going to start opting more along the lines of just traveling by car.
Yeah, and look, one thing we have to understand, climate is changing, and that's changed the jet stream. And from what I've read, we can expect this violent turbulence to increase perhaps fourfold in the coming decade. So yeah, that's something definitely to keep an eye on if there's a storm out there. Okay, let's talk about something positive to end this on. Last minute deals. Can you really get those these days?
I think you can. I think because travel is so hot right now, and you see a lot of people traveling. A lot of hotels will go with last minute deals, especially with late minute cancellations. A lot of times people plan on going on a trip, something happens, they can't make that trip, and then you have these hotel rooms, you have these deals that are opening up, and people can get out there and get a good price.
Okay, I'm one of these people that don't necessarily love to travel, but I love to be there. I love to get out and see some stuff. Carl, Larry, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. And have a great end of your weekend, my friend.
Thank you.